Previously, we introduced you to the Shark pony mount bracket made by Shark Manufacturing. We showed you all about it in a previous episode. Today, we're going to go diving with this new bracket. Stick around. I know some of you divers out there, you like that side slung bottle. Nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I much prefer to have a back mounted pony bottle because I normally have a camera rig in my hand. It gets this bottle out of the way behind me. And previously, we introduced you to this bracket. And actually, we've introduced you to another bracket by Scuba. But this bracket in particular, we're gonna dive it today and show you how it works and what do we think about it. I've never been diving with this bracket before, so I wanna test it out today. But before we go any further, welcome to Everything Scuba. I am Lyell, and if you're a new viewer to our channel, welcome. We're glad you're here. We are here talking about, well, everything related to the world of the sport that we love, and we hope you love it too. If you love to scuba dive into Everything Scuba. I am back here in my happy place, the beautiful island of St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. Love diving down here. If you've never been here, you're missing out if you're a diver. They have such great diving down here. But moving on to the pony bracket. I'm going to review a couple things with you first before we get in the water. We've had some questions from viewers in terms of the actual setup that we have going on here. I have a short SPG hose. That concerns some people because, like good safe divers, we should always know how much air we have in our system. Remember, this is for emergency purposes only. In our previous solo diving series, we emphasized the fact that we're never going to use this gas as part of our dive plan. It's always going to be for emergency purposes only if we need to get ourselves to the surface. But I want to talk about this SPG, and I'm going to show you another setup that you can use with a different SPG just to make you a little bit more comfortable perhaps. The other thing I'm going to show you is we've had questions on weighting. How do I set up my weighting so I'm balanced in the water? So I'm going to show you how I set up my BCD for that. So stick around. In terms of the setup here, as we showed you before on a previous episode, if you haven't seen that episode all about the Shark pony mount bracket system, click the link up above, go check that out. It'll tell you all about why we're using this today. But previously I did not have, so I've got my dive right first stage. It's a DIN first stage in my pony bottle. From that, I have a completely separate, self-isolated regulator. Normally, I'm going to wear this on a necklace around my neck, and this regulator, we've switched sides on the intake valve, and so that way, when it sits on my neck, it comes from my left side as opposed to my other regulators that come from my right side. So I want to have this coming out of the left side of the regulator. It's a lot more comfortable to put in my mouth if I need to do that rather than have to twist around with it. The other thing I do is I normally have a little bolt snap, so I'll also secure it by clipping it off to my BCD. If I need to use it, we simply unclip it. It's around my neck already and it goes into my mouth just like any regular regulator. The other part of this is we have a short SPG hose on here and just an analog SPG. Some divers like this system because it's more streamlined. It's one less line that has to come around your body, one less area of entanglement. So when I use this though, prior to the dive, I normally will submerge, I'll pressurize the system, and I'll normally submerge the pony bottle for about 10 minutes. I'm just looking to see, am I seeing any bubbles, am I seeing any leaks? And I'm also gonna check my system for any creep on the SPG gauge. So that makes me satisfied that we're good to go. Now I know some of you out there have some concerns about that and like to be able to see your SPG. So right now I'm going to show you a different way to do that. So guys, here's the other setup that you can use. If you don't like that short SPG that sits behind you, you can't see the numbers, you can attach. What I have here is a small high pressure flexible hose, and on the end of it we have a little mini SPG. It's on an elbow. When they install this, they need to put a little high pressure spindle or spool to connect that high pressure hose to this, this elbow. But this is on a 30-inch hose. And so what you can do is you can bring this around you and just clip it off to your BCD. So you'll always have that SPG sitting in front of you. If you ever wanted to monitor your pony bottle's pressure, simply a case of looking at it. And if you ever had to use it, which God forbid, but then you're going to be able to see your pressure as you ascend. Some viewers had some questions in regards to how to set up their weighting if you're going to carry a pony bottle with you, either side slung or rear mounted. So this is my BCD that I keep down here. It is the Dive Right Travel BCD. It has the Transpac back plate, so no real firm or heavy back plate inside this system, so I need to have some weight pockets on it. So on the underside here, I've got 2 weight pockets here and here, and then on the back side I have 2 trim pockets, which typically are around each side of the tank band. So if I'm diving not solo, I have this attached to the system. Typically I will carry in a 3mm wetsuit maybe about 10 to 12 pounds of weight. So 12 pounds of weight means that I've got 4 threes, and so typically what we're going to find with 19 to 30 cubic foot stage bottle or pony bottle, you're going to offset about 2 to 3 pounds. And so typically then for me, what I'm going to do is simply leave off this left-sided pocket and remove the 3 pounds. So now I have 9 pounds of weight. This 3 pounds here offsets the weight of my pony bottle, and I feel nicely balanced in the water. Obviously, if you have a different integrated system or non-integrated with a weight belt, you may have to play with your weight belt and do some minor adjustments with some trim weights to balance yourself out. But in general, that's the concept. A little bit more weight on one side to balance out the weight of your pony bottle on the other side. Hey, you know what? We're here in St. Croix. Let's go dive this thing. Let's do it.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight.
As you can see from the walk into the water and now in the water, I'm nicely balanced. Can't hear that tank banging around behind me when walking in. And in the water, you can barely even tell that it's there. With the SPG on that 30-inch hose, I can easily visualize the pressure of my pony tank.
We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do.
So, what's the opinion of the Shark pony mount bracket system? Well, I'm a fan. I really like it. I like the security that you get, both top and bottom, out of this. I like the fact that I don't have to manipulate my tank bands to slip something down inside of it. When I'm walking on land, I don't hear my bottle clanking behind me, which is one of the downsides with the XS Scuba. Improvements, well, these are Jubilee clamps. There's going to be a free end. I've done the best that I can to tuck those in, just little sharp edges, things that could get caught. I'd love to see Shark Manufacturing add like a little Jubilee clamp cover on the end of there. We can certainly do that ourselves. But overall, a really nice system. So guys, if you got some good out of this today, make sure and hit that like button down below. If you have any comments, questions, leave them down below. And if you want to learn more about the Shark pony mount bracket system, click the link right below me. If you want to become a solo diver, want to learn all about that process, click the link right to the right side of my head. And as always, if you love to scuba dive, dive into everything scuba by hitting that subscribe button.